Hey everyone, we have an historic event today. Bitcoin hit its new all-time high of 69,210. And since that time, it's going through a bit of a retracement. So it's been hovering around 65,000. Let's see what it is currently at right now. It is at 65,559. It's been bouncing since from around 64.8 to 66,000. We'll see where it ultimately settles, but there was a ton of sell orders in at that all-time high, probably around 69, 69.5 or 69.2, 69.1, 68. So it's probably hit all kinds of things there. If it continues, if this holds, like it's hovering around 65.5. If this holds and it creeps back up, we are still heading up towards more upside here. We can get into the 70s, could even get to 80 before I think there's going to be a fairly good sized retracement. And it'll take a little while to recover from that, right? You want to see a healthy retracement, trade sideways, go up a little bit, and then start its next move. For whatever that is. This has been a nice move it's had going on here. We'll see if it can continue. Some of the alts have followed, but you have Bitcoin, you have the fear and greed index right now around 90, and that's pretty darn high. So you need to have the alts run against it. Ethereum hasn't really had its right. It's been going strong. Say it's hit 3,800, but it has not had a move like Bitcoin has had yet. So that's probably next, followed by the rest of the alts, or a bunch of different alts, right? Some have run, some have not. Bitcoin Cash has had a huge move here, going from 2 something to 527 in a period of a couple of days. So, and that's since retraced into the middle fours. And we'll see if that continues to fall back or if it gets some upward movement again and continues up. We'll see. It's an alt, against Bitcoin here. So we will see where it ends up moving. Let me see if I have some screen sharing here. All right, let's look and see what we got here. Let's talk about the Bitcoin halving. All right, so the Bitcoin halving, which is a big event, and going to come up here sometime in April. And if you look at it historically with what is going on with Bitcoin, originally Bitcoin would pay $50, 50 Bitcoin per block. That was when it was first established back in 2009 when they started mining it and it was moving. And, we have since had several halvings, 2012, 2016, 2020, and now 2024. And we've gone, I think from 2012, it went from 50 to 25 in 2016. And now to 2016 was 12 and a half. 2020, 6.25. So the next halving here in April, it'll be down to 3.125. And these halvings will continue, we'll have it 28, 32, 36, and then 24, 2140 when Bitcoin should be 2140. And that's when Bitcoin will be completely done being mined, or 2040, right? This is a typo here. This should be 2040. It's not going to go to 2140. So 2040 is when all Bitcoin will be mined. So all 21 million will have been mined and done. So the mining rewards, and I'm mining Bitcoin. So my rewards, let's just say I earn 0.2 Bitcoin per day, 0.002. I will now go to 0.001 per day. And of course, the hash rate changes what your rewards are and depends on how much activity is going on at Bitcoin network, how quick it is, and all those things. So the rewards will drop. And usually whenever this happens, the price of Bitcoin goes up. And again, we have it here. It's baked in the cake. We're going into the halving here. We're hit its all-time high. And that's going into the halving here in a couple of months. We've got about 2 months, roughly a month and a half, 2 months away before it's official. Sometime again in April. And we're here March 5th, I believe today. Yeah, March 5th. So if it's middle of April, it could only be a month and a half away here. So the halving does affect things and it could pull back, but it's still going to continue its rise here. And when you look at what's going on in the world, all the instability that we have going on with wars in the Middle East, war in Ukraine, and with a lot of economic uncertainty. Ton of countries are in recession, right? A lot of Europe is in recession. China's in a big recession. U.S. looks like it's headed or likely headed towards a recession. So with that being said, assets like Bitcoin will gain value during that time. Stock market might take a little bit of a hit. Bitcoin might initially take a little bit of a hit, but then people will put their money into something that's a hedge against inflation. Because again, inflation numbers have been creeping up, and talked about this before. But with inflation, your dollar devalues. So if it's sitting in a savings account or checking account, you're losing value, because if you go buy a gallon of milk today, say it's $4, next week it could be $4.50. And so you're losing value. But if you put in Bitcoin or another asset that's gaining value, silver, gold, then you can offset that loss to inflation. That's what people do. So they'll put something that'll earn something. And again, there are some savings accounts paying like 5% right now, and that's pretty solid, but it's not keeping up with the rate of real inflation, not the numbers that the government's putting out, which is a bunch of crap, because it doesn't count food, doesn't count all the things that we pay for every single day. Food, fuel, all those kind of things. So understanding the halving here, the value, it may take a hit, but it will come back. Bitcoin should hit an all-time high probably in 2025, because these cycles run around 18 months or so. And the bull market started last summertime. I think it was around last summer when Bitcoin hit its low of around 16,000 in January of 2023. So since then it's gone up, but it didn't really hit a bull till towards the end of summer. And figure we have around 18 months. So that puts us somewhere April, May, June, July-ish of 2025 should be the end of this cycle. And preparing for that, Bitcoin, again, I want to get to where I think it's going to go, 170,000. And if you use the numbers where it went up from the previous cycle, it could go as high as around 200, and I believe at 244,000, but I don't expect it to get up there that high, because what we've had the ETFs come out. We've had a big boost from those ETFs. We have the halving coming up. We've had the boost from the halving. So those things were baked in the cake. It's still going to go up, obviously, naturally, 80, 90, 100, but I do think it's going to get to that around 170, because we have the dollar, which is getting devalued. I do believe the Federal Reserve is going to start reducing rates here this year, maybe sooner rather than later. And as soon as they do that, the dollar is going to lose value and other assets will gain value, including for those who invest in real estate too. That should continue to be solid as well, because if they do drop rates, looks like the long-term rates will drop with that. And Fannie Mae is already calling for around a 5.5% mortgage rate by Q3 of 2024, which would really spur the real estate market. So then it takes money from checking accounts, savings accounts, to the stock market, which looks like it's going to go to 42 to 46K, the Dow, and the NASDAQ 20K to 24K. So we got some pretty good numbers that the stock markets can still get into here by the summer, before a pullback. And figure June, July, somewhere in that range. Usually it's sell in May in the stock market and go away, but this might be a little bit different this year with inflation numbers, with the dollar devaluing, and all this uncertainty, wars all over the world. And that'll push money into Bitcoin. And so the Bitcoin halving is important. Scarcity, as people look for where to invest their money, it's going to go into assets that have scarcity. And because they'll just print more of the US dollars, they'll print more of the euro, they'll print more of the yuan. They have a digital currency already, but you can only have 21 million Bitcoin. So these will become like Bitcoin will become a storage of wealth, which it has. It's replacing gold as a storage of wealth, but gold and silver will still have great value and will still be a good storage of wealth. Other ones like Ethereum could become more of a storage of wealth here as it continues to grow. There's some other cryptos that are going to fall into the same boat as it as well. So I have to keep our eyes on that. Let's get to some other stuff here. All right. So Bitcoin breaking, its all-time high here, 69K, which was November 10th of 2021. So over 2 years ago, 2.25 years ago, it's been going on, actually almost, we're going to be running 2.5 years here in April. from the all-time high. So it's been a while, and it's good to be finally back in a bull market here. And we'll see where it goes. Again, it's been bouncing around since I've been recording here. Let's see where it is now, 65.4. So it's solid. I noticed the alts had dropped, and now the alts are starting to gain back. It looks like since Bitcoin stabilized a little bit here, the alts are running again. And with that fear and greed index being as high as it is, I do expect the alts to start making a run. A lot of different ones will start making a run here. But, you know, hitting the all-time high is definitely a big event. Let's see what else we got here. Let's take a look at what's going on. Here we go. Bitcoin is 65,725. Let's update this to make sure it's current. 65,826. Ethereum at 37.17. The Binance token 411. XRP 60. It dropped a little bit. XRP has not made its run yet. So if you're looking at where to put funds, XRP has not had that run yet. Cardano had a little bit of a run, but not a big run yet. Doge has had a nice run, Dogecoin. Shiba Inu had a nice run. Again, it's up 14.4% on a day still. So these will have their runs. The meme coins will have their runs. Polkadot has not had its run yet. So look for that as another good potential one. Chainlink has run a little bit, but not a lot. Chainlink is widely used and has huge use cases. So it's one you're going to want to be involved in. Polygon, Matic, very good one right now. Let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin Cash. And I'm going to go to the chart on, is this the Bitcoin Cash chart here? I believe, yes, it is. So if you look at the week, right, it was originally trading a low of 318 and it went to a high of 527 actually. Is where it hit its peak. In 2 days, it really shot up. It had a big run. And I don't know whether that's some fun buying it up or just people jumping into it because it's an alternative to Bitcoin. It could be a bunch of different factors, but there's something going on there that really made it rise. Last spring, Bitcoin Cash had a nice run up from 97,000. So if you look at Bitcoin Cash from last spring you could have picked it up for 80, 90 bucks. If we go back, it's up 62.41%, 240% on a year, right? Year over year. Tremendous good return. So that's been a good one. And that had its run, which means probably not a great one to get into at this point. Yeah, it'll run a little bit more, but you're not going to get the returns you'll get on some other ones. Now let's look at Theta, which has had a really good run here recently, going from around 220 to 337 today. It hit its high here, but it's had a nice sell-off here, a nice retracement since. And you want to trade sideways a little bit more, and then before it makes its next run up here. So we will see if that continues. All right, let's go to, speaking of Theta. So Theta's had a lot going on, a lot of good news going on in it here. It's a meta chain launched last year, the chain of chains, but Theta is Web 3.0, where you're using computational power from your computer, other people's computer around the world instead of a cable line going in, right? So you're sharing your computer speed and capability on the Theta network, which is Web 3.0, and it's got huge, huge potential, right? It does have the television video streaming Theta TV. Not going to be a competitor with YouTube. They're going to have specialties on there, specialty companies on there, specialty people on there, but it's not going to be any kind of competition. I don't anticipate we're going to see movies on it yet. Maybe down the road, but there's a lot going on in the Theta network here. Again, it has like 12 different patents on this blockchain, where no other blockchain is more than 2. So it's got a lot going on for it. Very, very bright future. It did make a deal with the Golden Knights. And so the Golden Knights game Theta network is going to be in charge of basically the audio video there at the arena for the hockey, and NFTs that they're going to be making for the Golden Knights. NFTs for Katy Perry has her NFTs there. There's others as well that have they're doing their NFTs on Theta's blockchain. So there's a lot going on in Theta Network. You could do your own research on it. Take a look at it. It is very, very positive. I'm very bullish on it. It hit its all-time high of around 16, again, in 2021, I believe, or early 2022, it might have been. when Theta hit its all-time high of 16. So it ran up from like 20 some cents to 16 bucks in a record time. So we'll see what it does now, but it's sitting around $3 or so roughly right now, 296. So it should run up hopefully to 8, 10, 12. Hopefully it hits its all-time high. Mitch Liu seems to think it'll hit in this bull cycle $100. That would be phenomenal. I would love it if it did that. But I'm expecting more. It'll probably break its all-time high of 16, but maybe 20 or 30. I'll take 30 for this cycle. That'd be tremendous. T-Fuel, which all-time high around 66 cents. That'd be great if that can get somewhere near $1 this time. You can stake and earn Theta Fuel too. So you can stake your T-Fuel and earn T-Fuel rewards. You can also stake your Theta and earn T-Fuel rewards. So some pretty good rewards for holding Theta. All right, let's see what else we got here. No other news other than the Bitcoin really hit its all-time high. That's going to hit all the news media, be all over that. Then they'll talk about the halving, and then I'll talk about how expensive it is, electricity, and I'll try to poo-poo on Bitcoin again, because your traditional assets always want to poo-poo on Bitcoin because it's a big competitor to them. So understand that. Oh, Solana's having a great run right now too. Great run up to around 138 last I saw, 132 right now, holding steady. Doge at around 16.5 cents. Litecoin has had a little run, but not a big run yet. So Litecoin may have a strong run here coming up after Bitcoin here. Look for Cardano to also have a big, strong run. And let's see what else we got. We got Aave, which is decentralized finance. Algorand has had a nice run. There's a lot of small little alts that have really moved. And again, it's gambling. It's like you're going to casino with some of these. You want to make sure you're on good projects. There's so many projects out there that don't have anything behind it. They haven't built anything yet. Maybe they have a part of a team or all team, but they don't have anything with it yet. So it's super important to understand that and know know that which cryptos have something behind it, which ones don't, which projects to invest in, which ones not to invest in. Because look, there's a lot of trash out there. And if you want to put equivalents where we are in the market right now, go back to the 1990s with the .com, right? The .com boom and bust in 2000 when probably about 80-90% of those companies went belly up and gone. Going to happen again here in the crypto space. There's just too many bad actors out there who put out a crypto just to make a few bucks, and then they pump and dump, right? Pump it up, go on a bunch of YouTube channels, get people into it, buying it, pump it up, sell it all, right? So you want to look at that insider trading, the people that have it. If they're selling, you want to get the heck out of that thing. And that's why you want to make sure you're in the projects that have been around for a while, like Theta, which has been around for, I believe, 7 years. Persistence, which started in 2019, but didn't release a token until 2021 or early 2022. Those are companies you want to look at, not ones launching a token, then launching a business. No, you want ones that have a business and then launch a token and have a strong team and how many developers are on that team. Look at the amount of developers. You could find that if you go on Google search and see how many developers each different project has. Ethereum's got the most, right? Because it's been most widely built upon layer one out there. Bitcoin is having a bunch built on top of that, a bunch of layer twos to try to speed it up. Obviously, the Lightning Network, which has not been very successful. Bitcoin Cash was created because they're trying to speed it up, bigger block sizes, more transactions, faster speeds, lower cost. Litecoin built similarly to be a transactionally based cryptocurrency. Digibyte, same type of thing. Digibyte hasn't really caught on, and that may not catch on. We'll see. I like the guy who created it, Jared, but I'm not sure if that has too much of a future here. There are a lot of great projects. Some will come and go. Solana looks like it's great now, but that could be gone soon. Avalanche looks great. That could hang around. That could be a darling. It could go away. Algorand has been around for a while and has not had any of that fanfare. It's around 24 cents now. You could have probably gotten it for around 12 cents a couple of months ago. Those are projects that have been around for a long time and are layer ones. They're competitors to Ethereum. There's companies out there, projects out there that are competitors to Ethereum, but also do some projects with Ethereum too. Like Theta is one, right? They do stuff with Ethereum because they want to make that a part of it. It's a chain of chains, but they're also a competitor and they have their own NFT platform, and you're competing with Ethereum's. So a lot of things to look at there, a lot of projects to look. Do your own research, look as much as you can. Again, the ones that I'm looking at right now to pick up that have not had big runs yet: XRP, Chainlink, Polkadot. Love Polkadot. That's been poo-pooed upon recently, but I really like that project long term. So that's a good one. It's around $10 right now. Always good one to get into. See what else we got that looks pretty solid. I still also do like Doge, as it could be used as a, not just a meme coin, but it could be used in transactions. Elon Musk, of course, likes it. Maybe he's going to use it so you can purchase Teslas on it besides Bitcoin. Veracity is a gamble one, so 1.2 cents. You could get some run on that. Maybe not, but it's been around for a little while. VeChain, which is, I think, a solid project. We'll see if that continues. Matic, which has an arrangement with Disney, pretty big company there. So you would figure that has some staying power. Persistence, which does the liquid staking. P-Stake has had a great run off of that. Their liquid staking platform, and they're on a Cosmos blockchain. Cosmos is a great long-term one. Again, that one hasn't run either. And Cosmos has been around for a long time. I want to say since like 2016 or 2017. Great blockchain. A lot of things built on the Cosmos blockchain. It just got a super bright future. Not enough people know or understand it. Near protocol. Near is another good one. I think it's decentralized finance one right there. And then we haven't even gotten into the metaverse type projects. Decentraland, Sandbox. I think Decentraland has kind of overtaken Sandbox after Sandbox had all that fanfare with Snoop and many other stars on that one. But I just can't see a pixelated metaverse really taking off compared to what Decentraland has on it. So, a lot of better graphics on that one. Looking for gaming, Gala. I really like Gala. That they've been involved, I think, with Epic Games. They had pulled some of the developers from Epic, and obviously Epic's made a bunch of great games out there, and a PlayStation among others. So these are definitely ones that are very important and you want to look at and potentially purchase, right? These are plays. The Gala's 4 cents right now. Star Atlas, will that hang around? I don't know, but it's 0.001. So that's a low risk, high reward. It's like going to the casino on that one. Could pay, maybe not. There's some decent ones out there. Do your research. I'll do some more videos on certain projects out there, and I will catch you guys in the next video.